you at your word because, you know, Frenchmen are supposed to be known for their nobleness, n'est-ce pas? You set your sweet Bippy, I'm going to call you that, mon chéri.
We have a no phones policy here. Cellular phones remind our clientele of the rat race out there.
But I am your clientele, and I have work to do.
Well, if there's one thing I hate to see, it's a beautiful lady working herself to the bone. So why don't you relax a little?
How?
Well, you tell me. I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Oh, well, actually, I'm about to be very glad taken care of, but thank you.
Good evening.
Pull through. You see, all it takes is a certain kind of determination. And before you know it, something that previously existed in the form of a few balls of yarn now becomes something functional and attractive. There's a metaphor in there, I'm just sure of it. You know, I used to think of this occupational therapy business as the most pathetic way to kill time, but now I see it as kind of a release. A way to remake the soul of even the most hardened criminal. And today, I'll be assisted in the final step. Now, they call it binding or finishing off, but what it actually is a way to tie up all the loose ends. Oh, and here's my mentor now. Well, you're just in time. I'm almost done.
That's wonderful.
Connie, you're going to have to show me how to finish this thing off today because I'm running out of yarn. Time.
Isn't there some way?
Connie, don't be depressed. I'm not. Deliverance is on the way, after all. If you were able to fill those prescriptions for me.
I want to say hang in there. Don't give up. There's always hope. But you and I both know there comes a time when that isn't true.
We don't know that Paige is there yet, Monica.
Oh, come on, Alan. This is the third reoccurrence, and it probably is. You know damn well. Just so cruel. I mean, she has fought so hard for herself, for Emily.
It really is a tragedy. She's such a wonderful kid.
I want to do something for them. I want with all my heart to do something. I just don't know what it is.
Well, one thing that you need to do, Monica, is to save some energy for yourself, both physically and emotionally. And Paige would tell you to do that.
Yeah, she probably would. One good thing is that I just don't have self on my mind all the time. I feel a little selfishly grateful.
How so?
Well, you and I have some foreseeable time together. Paige may not have any time at all.
How is he?
He's still stable.
What about Tiff?
She's holding on. Hard.
So, how you feeling right now?
Oh, just super dandy. Oh, except my right arm, it feels sort of funny.
Funny how?
Oh, you know, a little numb, a little heavy.
Here. Squeeze my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, squeeze my fingers with your left hand.
What's the matter? Don't you think I can just learn my left from my right? Right?
What did you just say?
Discern. A little tongue-tied, too.
Sean, I'm gonna go order a quick test. Excuse me.
gotten this far, are you sure that...
You saw what they did to me. Next time, they'll just hit harder, and they'll hit me over and over again. I'm saving them the trouble, and I'm saving myself the pain.
It's such a waste. I've never seen anything like this, the way they've treated you. How can I rely on a system that allows that? It makes me so sick and so mad. I don't know what to do.
But you're already doing it. You're beating the system. Just save your energy, because I depend on you. Connie, there's nobody else I can trust to do the things that need to be done. To make all the necessary arrangements.
I will.
But first, you know, you're just gonna have to show me how to finish this thing off. Because it's, well, it's a gift. For you.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan.
It's the only thing I have to say thank you for everything you've done. Everything you'll do. Buck up, Connie. I've made my choice. It's dark and it's difficult. But on the other end, there's peace. You're in a stew.
No. As a matter of fact, no. I'm not. I am just having business difficulties. There's no reason I should be overwhelmed by it. I can handle this.
That's very good.
Thank you. And why do I feel like I have to scream?
Habit?
Now, mineral water with a twist, and I hope this does the trick.
Thank you.
And what trick would that be?
Oh, nothing. I guess you would have had to have been there.
Anything else?
Actually, you know, this is a blues club, and just about now I could really use some blues.
Coming right up.
Thanks.
Excuse me.
You know, you don't have to be stoic. You can tell me what's wrong.
It's devastating. Late shipments, garbled orders, the business that was a well-oiled machine that I used to run with one hand tied behind my back is now in chaos.
Maybe that's what did it.
Don't say that. You're supposed to tell me everything's okay. I'm on top of the world. I can do this.
You are everything you just said you are. Don't hyperventilate.
I'm not. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm in control. And ready and able, willing to slit my wrists. Ugh.
I know what the trouble is. Tony didn't tell me, but I know. It's about those little bullet pieces, you know?
The fragments that they couldn't get out.
And that's what this test is about. I mean, it's to check to see if those little dots of lead, you know, that are so small that nobody can even see, is already, you know, doing something to his brain that has affected his arm and his speech and... It's not your fault.
Tiffy, I pulled the trigger.
I know. But I've been working through this, you know? It was Sean's choice to be a cop. It was his decision to be right there in that parking lot. It was his choice to risk his life day after day.
Good cause.
Oh, absolutely. He needed it. And I went along with it. But now he's going to have to change, you know? When he gets through this, we're both going to have to change our lives because we have enough lives to think about. And if it's God's will, Sean will make it through this. And then with God's guidance, I will help Sean and my baby. And however bad it may seem, I do not have the least little doubt that whatever happens, that we're going to be fine. Just fine. All of us. My, had to stretch you up.
Yes, quite frazzled.
Why don't we see if we can make a bad situation even worse?
Specifically?
I have a lovely piece of dirt that I acquired from Ned that I have been holding on to for just the right occasion. And this just might well be it.
Oh, I love it when you make naughty plans. It drives me wild.
Well, I'll take care of you later.
And the maitre d' actually asked you to hang up your cellular phone, the cat.
Well, I even tried flirting with him.
I noticed. Didn't work, huh?
No. But I did get a free glass of champagne out of it.
Lucy, have you no shame? You don't have to resort to freebies. I'll just buy you a bottle.
My Dr. Collins. Isn't it interesting that we seem to frequent the same establishment and we rarely speak?
Oh, I don't read anything into that but the obvious, Miss Bell. We just don't like each other very much.
Actually, I was surprised to see Lucy here with you, given the fact that her ex is in town.
Her ex?
Oh, right. That's not very specific, is it? There have been so many and so varied. I'm speaking of Tom Hardy. You know, the one that she had that hot affair with while his wife Simone was out of town. Of course, I wasn't even living here at the time, but it was such a famous liaison. That's the sad thing about Lucy. Trusting her is risky.
Yes. Interesting piece of projection you made there. Excuse me. May we have a bottle of your best champagne sent to our table ASAP?
Coming up. Toot sweet.
Thank you.
Perhaps she doesn't even know that Tom Harding's in town. Maybe you ought to be the one to tell her and watch her face fall apart.
Why don't you keep your hot breath off my escort? Heaven knows what contagion you might be carrying.
Well, you look a bit under the weather yourself, Lucy. Maybe Kevin's news will cheer you up.
Ah, let's sit back down, my dear.
Go.
All right. So here's what's going on. You and Sean are going to be helicoptered as soon as we can make the arrangements to Mass General. That's where the best neurological surgeon in the world, Dr. Greer Johnson, is going to use the latest microsurgical equipment to remove the 2 fragments of the bullet that's in Sean's brain to keep him from having any permanent damage.
Okay.
You mean immediately? Tonight? Dr. Johnson's team is standing by. Tiffany, Sean's condition is deteriorating. But I think if we act quickly, I'm confident it can be handled.
Deteriorating? Does he know what's happening?
Yes. He's conscious. Mm-hmm. He's lucid. He's even optimistic. And he knows everything. Mm-hmm. And I told him that he needs to expect a long period of rehabilitation and therapy.
Well, he can come back here for that, can he?
I wouldn't actually recommend that. I mean, our facility here is fine for what it does, but the sophisticated surgery he's going to have, I just think it makes more sense for Sean to stay with his doctors there in case they need follow-ups.
How long are you talking?
I couldn't hazard a guess. If it were me, I would just assume it's going to be a while, at least through your pregnancy.
All right. We can do that. I'm sure this Mass General, you know, they have a good maternity ward there, and the station, my staff can run the station. It'll be all right. We can do that. We can do it.
Just pick up and go to stay, just like that?
Wouldn't you? I mean, I don't have a choice. And, you know, I think it might be better for Sean to be away from Port Charles so he doesn't, you know, doesn't have to think about the police station, and he can heal better if he's not thinking about all that stuff, don't you think?
Tiffany, you have the best attitude that anybody could possibly have.
I'll tell you what, I will keep that attitude if you'll go with us, please, just to the surgery. I mean, I'm sure this doctor, whatever his name is really good, but please, you've seen Sean through this much. Please, I need you.
Yes,
okay?
I'll be there. Just let me make a couple of calls.
Okay.
Oh, Tiffany. It'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Okay.
Tony,
Okay.
can I go in there? Yeah, a half minute.
You always were a lousy shot.
Man, this is one shot I wish I'd missed clean. I'm sorry, Sean. The last thing I would have wanted would be to bring you down. You're too much fun to fight with.
It was a setup, wasn't it?
I'm so glad you figured that out.
Just Scully.
That's what it looks like.
Tony says that be out of action for a while. So I won't be around to keep you in line. So this will be a chance to do it your way.
You mean I can go after Scully without you trying to keep me legal? Man, that's a dream come true.
Just get him.
My pleasure. Hey, will you promise to mend soon? I mean, my wife. This is going to be hell with my wife, you know?
Laura. Oh, yeah, this is tough. I'll do my best. I will do my best. Then I'm gonna come back. And I'm gonna get even with you.
I look forward to that. Take care, huh?
And you. Be careful.
I'm not going to get to see Laura. You know, would you please explain to her and tell her that I'm...
Sweetheart, just promise me that as soon as you get anywhere where you have a phone, you call and you give me the number and I'll put Laura in touch with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to miss you. Remember, always remember that I love you. You're my dear friend. Always.
Thank you, favorite film star.
Listen, when you get home, you have to spend some quality time with your sons. They can't wait to see you. But after that, we need to take a month off together. I know I've suggested it to you before, and it didn't really appeal to you.
Well, that was a while ago. What did you have in mind? Someplace where bald pate is a fashion statement.
Somewhere where you can go, Monica, and grow your hair back in peace and just dump the wigs. We could take a villa in Florence or a straw hut in the South Pacific. Wherever you want to go, you decide.
Well, I'll have to think carefully about that. There is no time for mistakes.
There's plenty of time, Monica, to make mistakes, and I don't want to hear you talk like that. Now, when you get home, I'm going to have a fistful of brochures for you. We'll curl up by the fire, and you can decide, okay?
That sounds good.
Okay. The cab should be here by now.
Well, you better get moving.
I know. One other thing. About Paige and Emily. Whatever we can do to help. I know there isn't much money there, and you will do whatever's necessary. I just want you to know that I'm backing you 100%.
Thank you. Well, I guess it's about time to say see you soon.
Monica.
Hey, come on. It's not like you're never going to see me again. I promise. Happy landings.
Thanks.
Tell me what she said to you.
All right. She just wanted to make sure that you knew that Tom Hardy was back in town. Your ex-lover?
I know who he is. Oh, that little witch. She had no right to bring up ancient history like that.
Ashamed of it?
Yeah.
Good. As long as you don't try to justify it, I'm perfectly comfortable with your past.
Excuse me, folks, your champagne is waiting.
Thank you.
Hey, boss. How's it going? Good, good. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good numbers for this time of day.
You wouldn't know this, Mike. The next time that duo crawls in here, just stick them in the parking lot.
Sure thing.
Well. You two fine people gracing my establishment.
I do get in the mood for the tawdry now and then.
Yeah, Tawdry is as Tawdry does.
Well, you know, mainly we wanted to congratulate you, Tex. Well, you're taking out the commissioner, at least putting him out of business, must have won you accolades in certain quarters.
I'm sure you'll be disappointed to hear this, but the commissioner's gonna make it.
Now, was your aim off, or did you just, I don't know, get mad and shoot wild?
Oh, I must have shot wild. I always hit what I aim at.
Yeah. Well, now you and my father have something more in common. You both plugged the commissioner.
Yeah, except I'm here and Daddy's dead.
You mind if I have a drink of water?
Help yourself.
I believe I will.
We'll be back in a moment. Here on ABC.
So, the word on the commissioner must be good, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right?
It ain't that good, Mike.
So what happened? Off the record.
On the record. Accidental shooting. Case closed.
Well, that's what the papers say. But the word is, before your unfortunate encounter, you had heated words with Joe Scully.
So?
So, I don't blame you. I don't like the guy, Luke, and I sure as hell don't trust him.
Well, you're very astute on both counts, pal. He's the kind of man that makes you want to send for exterminators.
Yet he inspires loyalty and admiration from certain people we know.
Well, even that has limits. I hope.
So you didn't fire the first shot?
No, I was on my way to my car. Bullet hit the car, and I just spun around and shot.
Hit Donnelly. That's tough luck.
Yeah, it is for him.
Any idea where the first pop came from?
Where's Sonny?
He's supposed to be back in a few minutes. What?
Because maybe he can answer that question.
I just love this part. After the fuse is lit and it starts crackling and burning, waiting for the big blast.
So crude and tasteless of Catherine to bring that whole matter up, you know. Tom Hardy and I were eons ago. I don't see how Catherine could know about that because she didn't come to town till much later, so there's no way she could have known unless people are still talking about it. No, they couldn't possibly be doing that. I mean, it really, the whole thing was irrelevant and immaterial.
That's my thoughts exactly. You want to think about getting dinner sometime tonight?
You really don't care about that?
Well, it's just that the menu here is rather limited, and after all, it is laden with saturated fat.
You really, really, really don't care?
You're really, really right.
Why not?
Planning to resume the relationship?
Hardly.
Well, then there you go. So why don't we just leave it where it belongs, in your past, along with all those other formative experiences that make you who you are now. The person with whom I choose to spend my time.
Not even a teeny tiny, weeny bit jealous.
Of your past? No. And I certainly hope you're not jealous of mine, especially since we've resolved that entire Grace issue.
Gosh.
Yeah?
It's certainly a whole new way of looking at things.
That's the mature way.
I think this is going to take some time getting used to.
Adjustment, we call it in the trade.
I would have thought my efforts would have at least promoted a modest explosion. That Dr. Collins must be having a sedating effect on her.
No, never mind. Catherine, for the next time. There certainly will be the next time.
Well, hi, Lucia.
So Alan left for home?
Yes, he did.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Really? How are you?
Me? Great. I just have to run down the hall for those tests. Emily needs a place to hang out. Would you mind?
No, not at all. I'd love to have her. That okay with you?
Sure. Great. See you later, alligator.
Okay.
Well,
Something's going on, isn't it?
why do you say that?
Well, Mom's been smiling an awful lot when there isn't any reason to. We had steak for dinner last night, just us.
And that means,
Usually something bad she's trying to make up for.
have you asked her?
I can't. Because then she'd be worrying about me, worrying about her. Sometimes if I listen, I can figure it out. But it's hard, you know? I don't know if the tests are to find out she's getting sicker or getting well.
It is hard. I guess we'll both just have to wait and sit it out, and she'll tell us together. Okay?
Yes.
Well, the problem here is I don't have much in the way of entertainment. I don't even have a game of Scrabble.
That's okay. What do you do
Me?
for entertainment?
Oh. Well, I read. I take lots of naps.
Yeah. My mom does that. Sometimes I climb in with her.
Oh, your mom got me to get a CD player and lots of the operas that I just adore. By any chance, do you like opera?
I don't know. I could listen and find out.
Well, we have here La Boheme, Madame Butterfly, La Traviata, Don Giovanni.
Which one's the funniest?
Well, yeah, there you have a little snag. A lot of the operas have a tendency to be rather tragic in nature. At least this selection is.
I'd just as soon not do tragic.
Okay.
We could make conversation.
That we could. Of course we could. You want to sit down?
I know. You could tell me about your dog.
Annabelle, yes. Oh, yes. Well, there is a story with a happy ending, at least for the principals, that is. You see, Annabelle is a French Briard of impeccable pedigree, and she fell in love with a renegade dog named Foster. He's a French Mastiff. Now, my father-in-law gave Annabelle to my mother-in-law, and he did not think this match was suitable at all. He tried very hard to keep them apart. But love won out, and guess what?
puppies?
Bingo! Yes, Mother Nature took her course, and puppies are on the way.
Well, when they're born, will you send me a picture?
Sure. Listen, maybe I can do you one better. Maybe you and your mother could fly out and see Alan and me, and you could see Annabelle's puppies at the same time. How about that?
I wish Mom and I could make plans like that. I know they would happen.
Hi, Pumpkin, I miss you. I went home to get Robin as soon as Tony said you'd be taken off. She's sick, but I knew she'd knock herself out to see you.
Thanks, Mac. I think it's going to be a while before I can give her a proper hug.
Tony said, as long as they act now, your prognosis is excellent.
But he's telling you the same thing he's telling me. He also told you there's going to be lots of physical therapy.
Yeah, nothing you can't handle, mate.
I'm told there's a new me in the making. More ways than one.
Ooh, well, you think you can tame this tiger?
Oh, what tiger? He's just a big old pussycat.
Ooh, I think she's got you. I smell a goose cooking.
This as long as it's not mine. Although I've always been attracted to the heart.
For a while. But you're going to be up on your feet and up to no good real soon.
And we'll go hunt another another treasure, princess.
And you're invited, too. We could take our babies in backpacks.
We're not going to be here for the birth of your baby. You have to promise to call immediately, okay? Will you call?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, good. And then you can bring the baby to see us. We'd like that, wouldn't it? And, you know, and in fact, I want everybody in Port Charles to come and make sure that we're okay, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely, Tiff. You know it.
Of course. But nobody's worried about you two. Because you're a fantastic team.
Yeah.
I do think it's safe to say we're making enormous steps toward a mature relationship.
True, but I'm not quite sure we're there yet, given that I have to compete for your attention with a duck.
Aha! So you are jealous.
Of Sigmund, of course.
Sigmund?
Priceless, isn't it?
Wait a minute, you gave him to me. How can you be jealous?
Why can't I be? Well, if you just keep him out of the bathtub.
I will, I promise, while you're there. If you guarantee me you will give me some credit for taking enormous strides toward that M word you mentioned. Not marriage, maturity.
You know, I thought I had shown you how appreciative I am of you, but if I haven't done so adequately, I guess I'll just have to try harder, won't I?
Gee, that's fun to contemplate.
It's all fine and well to make Lucy's life a misery, but remember, we have bigger game. And to that end, I want to put forward an idea.
About how to hit the Quartermains?
And I'll welcome your input on the details, but it begins with 3 words. Charles Street Foundation.
I know very well about their alleged do-gooder scheme, and it makes me want to gag.
Yes, but consider this. The Quartermains have a huge financial stake, and they want to garner some very badly needed goodwill all around, and I'm sure that AJ undoubtedly thinks that this is his time to score as an executive, and all I'm saying is maybe we should guide him towards scoring on our side rather than his.
You are not only dastardly, you're brilliant.
Well, don't let anyone ever forget it.
Sonny. What's up? Look. I've been pretty damn quiet now for a while, you know, out of respect for your feelings. The situation with Scully, right? Well, you can see where it got me. That's it, partner. It's over.
Are they
Back,
here?
Barbara.
Oh,
Everything's
good.
all set on this side.
Sean, Godspeed. We're all rooting for you. Mend well.
You better. Fatherhood awaits you, you know. It should be ready when the baby comes.
No one here has the slightest doubt.
You know, you're taking our love and gratitude with you for everything you've done in this town. And I leave you mine, my friends.
Ours, darling. Ours. Bye.
Goodbye.
We love you all. We do.
Yes, we love you.
Okay, guys, we got a helicopter to catch here. Come on. Let's go.
Be careful with it.
My baby. I'm gonna miss you so much. But listen, you call me if you need anything, okay? I'll always be there for you. I love you. I love you. I really love you. Bye.
Let's
Yeah. Bye-bye. Tell me.
2 new tumors. It's in the pancreas. Figure I've got about 3 months.
You want to be more precise? Don't mess with me, Corinthos. I've gone along with you on this deal because of where you're coming from. Your history, your loyalty, your obligations. I gave you time to do it your way. Time's up. Either Scully tried to frame me for murder, or he just plain tried to take me out.
He says he didn't, so...
He's lying. Do you buy it?
No.
I'll tell you, I don't have a history with this guy, but I hate his guts. And I will go after him. So pick a side. You go with Joe. You got trouble with me. You go with me. We both got trouble with Joe. But those are your choices, Sonny. Pick a side.
What is that?
It's a beeper.
Oh, no, there's a beeper rule. Just starting. Don't answer it.
555-8000. It's Billmore maximum security. Can I use your phone?
What? Isn't that where Ryan is? You're not supposed to use that. The management won't like it.
Well, he'll get used to it. Yes, hello. This is Dr. Kevin Collins. You just beat me. What's happened? Are you sure? No, are you really sure? Yes. I'll be there as soon as possible. Thank you. Ryan's dead.
This is Antonio Mora.
And we'll obey. Someday, we're to put your dollars so they'll pay off for you.
Also, the fun of snowboarding and cold remedies you won't find at your drugstore.
Good Morning America Sunday here on ABC.